Hey there, I'm so excited to have you here today because we're going to explore a concept that has the power to change your life. It's one of those mindsets that can truly shift everything for you. Today, we're talking about how to act as if you already have what you want. If you've ever heard the phrase, fake it till you make it, this is kind of like that, but with a deeper, more powerful twist. It's not about pretending. It's about embodying the energy of the person who already has everything you desire. Now, when we think about our goals and dreams, it's easy to get stuck in the feeling that we don't have what we want yet. We get caught up in the waiting game, where we constantly feel like we're in pursuit of something that's just out of reach. But what if I told you that the secret to manifesting your desires doesn't lie in waiting, but rather in starting to live and act as if you already have what you want right now? That's what we're going to dive into today. When you learn to act as if, you shift your entire vibration, your entire energy. You're no longer coming from a place of lack or desperation, but from a place of abundance, confidence, and alignment. Acting as if is about becoming the person you need to be in order to achieve your goals, before you even see the physical evidence in your life. It's about living in the feeling of already having what you want, and allowing that energy to create your reality. So how exactly do you begin to act as if? Well, let's break it down. First, we need to understand that everything starts with your thoughts. Thoughts are incredibly powerful. They shape the way we view ourselves and the world around us, and ultimately, they shape the reality we experience. The way we think about our desires can either push them away or pull them closer. If you constantly think, I want to be successful, but I'm not there yet, you're reinforcing the idea that success is something in the future, something you don't have right now. That mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of wanting, but never having. But if you shift your thinking and begin to think like someone who is already successful, someone who already has what they desire, you begin to align yourself with that version of you. It's not about pretending, it's about shifting your mindset to match the reality you want to create. When you act as if, you're declaring to the universe, I am already that person. I already have what I want and I'm ready to receive it. This simple shift can make all the difference. The first step in this process is to get crystal clear on what it is that you want. So let's pause for a moment. Take some time to reflect on your dreams, your desires, your vision for your life. If you could have anything right now, what would it be? If there were no limitations, no fears holding you back, what would your ideal life look like? I want you to get specific. Don't just think, I want to be rich, or I want to be happy. Get into the details. How much money would you have? Where would you live? What kind of relationships would you have? What kind of person would you be? Picture every detail in your mind. This clarity is essential because without it, it's hard to know what you're aiming for. The clearer you are on your desires, the more easily you can align with the feelings and actions of someone who already has what they want. For example, if your goal is to be a successful entrepreneur, imagine yourself running a thriving business. Visualize what your day would look like. How would you dress? How would you speak? How would you make decisions? What kind of energy would you have? Now think about this. If you were already that successful entrepreneur, how would you feel? Would you feel confident, empowered, grateful, happy? This brings us to the second key point, feeling. Acting as if isn't just about changing your thoughts. It's about connecting with the emotions of your desired reality. When you act as if you already have what you want, you're aligning your emotions with the person who has achieved those desires. And emotions are just as important as thoughts in this process. The energy you send out through your emotions is a powerful signal to the universe. So how can you feel like you already have your dreams? You need to consciously tap into the feelings of already having what you want. For example, if your goal is to be in a loving, supportive relationship, start by feeling love for yourself. Be grateful for the relationships you already have, and celebrate the love you have in your life, whether it's from family, friends, or even your own self-love. As you embody the feelings of love and gratitude, you begin to align yourself with the energy of love that will attract more of it into your life. Another critical element of acting as if is taking action. This isn't about sitting around and waiting for things to fall into your lap. Acting as if is an active process. It requires you to take action from the place of the person you want to become. If you want to be successful, start taking the actions that the successful version of you would take. If you want to be in shape, start acting like someone who is already healthy and fit. Eat the foods you know nourish your body, move your body, and take care of yourself. If you want to be a confident public speaker, start practicing speaking in front of others, even if it's just to a small group of friends. The more you take actions aligned with your ideal self, the more you'll start to feel like that person. And let me tell you, this isn't about faking it in a dishonest way. It's about stepping into the energy of who you truly are at a soul level and aligning yourself with the actions that reflect that. For example, if you want to be a successful business owner, you don't need to wait until you have the $1 million business to start acting like one. Start today by setting up systems, organizing your finances, connecting with other entrepreneurs, and showing up with confidence in your ideas. By doing so, you're already starting to live as that future version of yourself. However, a common question that comes up here is, what if I don't feel ready? That's totally natural, and I've been there. It's easy to think that you need to have everything figured out before you can start acting as if. But the truth is, readiness is something you build by taking action. No one ever feels completely ready to take on big goals. It's the act of taking those first steps that builds your confidence and prepares you for what's to come. So don't wait for perfection. Start where you are with what you have and trust that the next steps will unfold as you act in alignment with your goals. Another challenge that many people face when trying to act as if is the temptation to doubt themselves. You might think, what if people find out I'm not actually successful? Or what if I fail? But here's the thing, the fear of failure is normal. It's part of the process. The key is not letting those fears stop you from taking action. Every successful person has faced self-doubt at some point, but they kept going anyway. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to keep moving forward. Act as if you're already successful and trust that you'll figure it out along the way. Now, I want to talk about the importance of persistence in this process. The law of attraction doesn't work on a timeline that we can control. Sometimes it takes time for the physical evidence of your desires to show up. And during that time, it's easy to get discouraged, but that's when acting as if becomes even more important. When you act as if you already have what you want, even when things aren't showing up yet, you're building the momentum that will eventually bring those desires into your reality. Here's a great example. Imagine you're an aspiring author and you've written the first few chapters of your book. You might be in a stage where you're still figuring things out and the book isn't finished yet. But if you start to act as if you're already a published author, if you start networking with other writers, participating in writing communities, and even celebrating your writing milestones, you are already aligning yourself with the energy of success. You're building that future reality right now, even before the book is completed or published. And by acting as if you're already a successful author, you're sending the message to the universe that you are already ready to receive that success. Another element of acting as if that's often overlooked is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for manifesting your desires. When you're grateful for the things you already have, even the small things, you're creating the energetic frequency of abundance. Gratitude makes you feel like you already have everything you need, and when you feel abundant, you attract more abundance into your life. So make it a habit to practice gratitude daily. Even if things aren't exactly where you want them to be, focus on what you're grateful for and let that positive energy fuel your actions. Lastly, let's talk about trust and patience. Manifestation and growth don't always happen overnight. It can be easy to get frustrated when you don't see immediate results, but this is where trust comes in. Trust the process. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Keep acting as if and keep believing in yourself, even when the results haven't shown up yet. The universe has a way of responding to your energy, and when you keep showing up in alignment with your desires, you're essentially giving the universe the signal that you're ready to receive everything you've been working towards. So remember this. Acting as if is a journey of transformation. It's about becoming the person who is already living your dreams. Keep aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your future self, and trust that what you desire is already on its way to you. The more you embody this mindset, the closer you get to manifesting the life you've always wanted. I hope this helped you understand the power of acting as if and how you can apply it to your own life. Keep believing, keep acting, and remember that everything you want is already within you.